This is the 2015 BMW 328i xDrive or 3 Series. This wouldn't be a review without some specs, so here you go. It gets 23 miles to the gallon city and 35 highway while using a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine making 240 horsepower, and it starts at $37,500. I could go more in depth, but I'll try to keep this a quick overview. Hey guys, Brendan here from Exotic Cars 19, and you don't have to tell me, I know this BMW 3 Series is no exotic, but it is a nice car and I figured I'd give you a review anyway, and I really do appreciate your guys' input. Please let me know, because the subscribers is who I want to cater to. Let me know if you guys like these kind of reviews, but I'm going to try to make this review pretty quickly. Usually my reviews are really in-depth and stretch to 15, sometimes even 20 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this one under 10, so to help with that, I'm going to go ahead and get driving and give you guys some of my driving impressions. Okay, so first impression is just rolling around in the 3 Series is the brake pedal and the application of the brakes gets, literally it needs like 3 applications of getting used to, and you get used to it really quickly. They're really sensitive, so you just pivot your foot and then you really slowly apply and you brake a lot sooner than you think. I'm just used to other cars I've driven recently that you really have to put your foot down to really get the use of the brakes, but here it's a very sensitive application, and that's just the only thing you get used to. And then once you do, and I've literally been driving this for about 3 minutes, I'm already used to it, you actually realize that's a much better brake feel. Other than the brakes, some first impressions, I'm not stuck in traffic too badly or doing some hardcore city driving here, but I am dealing with some stoplights, some stop signs, and with a couple of cars, and I don't have a set scale, but if I did, this would rank high on the daily drivability side of things, obviously, because it's no M3 or M4, although those would be okay too as well, as far as daily drivability. But this is just the standard 3 Series, and it's obviously very daily drivable. It's got plenty of room in the front and back, but it does give some kind of sporty sense as far as the steering feel. That's something you'll get in all BMWs, even the sedans, the X3, X5, X6, all that. It's something that BMWs are known for. The steering feel, when you're driving the SUVs, you kind of forget you are, because it just feels so connected to the road. It's something BMW is really good at, and some BMW owners, or if you've ever driven one, I would bet highly agree. So what I'm doing here is in this, I'm driving in this neighborhood leading up to a nice windy road where I could just really get a feel for this car, and I'm in comfort mode, and I want to see just how dramatic the differences are if I really even feel anything. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it to Eco mode. I really shouldn't feel a difference. It's called Eco Pro. Don't really know why they had to name it that, but anyway, Eco Pro, no big difference at all. Throttle yeah, okay, that's where the difference is. The throttle application is it almost feels mute. Like you apply the throttle and the car kind of gets upset because it's an Eco and doesn't think you're supposed to be doing that. So we're going to go ahead, put it in comfort, and then we'll see how the throttle application feels after that. It takes a little bit of a delay, but it really does get up to speed fairly quickly, or a lot quicker than Eco anyway. So given that this is no, M car of any sort, doesn't even have the M package, this is a 300 horsepower car, like I said, and it's got the power that you need for this daily drivability. And like I said, it actually gives you the feel for a nice little sporty sedan. So we're gonna go ahead and actually put it in sport, and now see how it feels when we accelerate out of here. If I'll be honest, the only difference I really feel there, or at least here, is it hangs on to the gear a bit more. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it there, but the overall acceleration kind of stood the same, except that it really held on to the gear a bit longer. So that's what happens in sport. Those are the 3 driving modes I've just went with. We're going to go ahead and keep it in sport, and then change it back to comfort and see if I feel a more dramatic difference when I switch back that way once I got used to this. Another thing I just noticed just taking off from there is when I'm not really applying the throttle, but when I stay in sport mode, it hangs onto the gears even then. When I'm not going pedal to the metal or even 3/4, I just kept it like a tenth of the pedal just to accelerate smoothly out of there, and it kind of holds onto those gears a bit more just being in sport mode, so that makes sense. So here we are on this windy road, so this is where I'm going to get a little bit more of a feel for its characteristics as far as steering. I don't know if you can hear, it really holds onto the gears even if I'm just under half throttle application. Now props to BMW, because whenever there's a car that it makes it really, really easy to speed in, that means they've done really, really well as far as the engineering. This car's so darn comfortable. And of course, this is when I daily drive my BRZ, which is a car that feels a lot faster than you are. And I hop into this, it is very, very easy to speed. I was doing, on that 40 mile an hour speed limit road, I found it way too easy to be doing 50 or 55, and it felt like I was going way too slow because the ride is just so comfortable. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it back to comfort because I'm not doing anything on this road. But the speed limit here is 35, and I found myself just doing 50 for a second. I had to bring it back down because it just feels so comfortable. The suspension, the road noise, it's all very mute, and you just feel like, I don't know, that's the part that takes away from the sporty characteristic, but you don't really buy this car for that. It's just nice to have a bit of that later on. So with that said, when you're just cruising, it's pretty easy to speed in. Like I said, just to sum it up, because it's just so smooth, and they really engineered this car very well. The steering is very, very light, as I just realized on that right-hander, doing about 45 right now. I think the speed limit changed to 45. But just on these turns now left or whatever, I'm doing 45, and it's taking them very, very easily, but it's also very easy to steer. Now, some of the other cars I've driven, not so much BMW, all BMWs for the most part feel the same, unless it's like, you know, the M3s or M4s. But this is, I don't know if it's hydraulically assisted or electronically assisted. I'll do a little bit more research there. But it just feels very, very easy. And for a daily driver, it really has that perfect balance. On my Corvette review, I said that the steering feel is so two-faced between track mode and any other mode, how easy it is and how stiff it is. This right here is a pretty good balance for just all you want to do. Just going through those long bends or just being in traffic, the steering feel is just where you want it. So I think BMW took their time to really, really put the right feel for this car on it. Now that I have a little bit more room, I'll go ahead and put it back on sport, and let's see about the acceleration. It really does get up and go, but it being an automatic, we're gonna go ahead and put it back in comfort so it could breathe a little bit on the gear, or get some higher gears. But yeah, again, with the steering, just doing some pretty nice speed down there, it's very, very easy. And like I was saying about the acceleration, you put the pedal down and you hear it trying to grab a lower gear so it has a little bit more torque out of speed. And so once it does find that, it takes maybe about a second or second and a half or so, which is a bit much when you're waiting for acceleration. But once it finds it, you actually get up and go very, very well. So they really made all 300 horsepower work every bit in this. So overall, sporty feel in its steering and acceleration. If you're patient enough, it will go. And I believe that this is offered with a 6-speed manual. And if that is true, then that is quite the sedan to have. But then I don't know why you would get the sedan with a manual. The only BMW I feel like I want a manual in is probably like the M3, M4. But other than that, I don't really know why you would configure it with it. But if you did, then you don't have to deal with that 1 or 1.5 second delay. So the option's really yours as far as that goes. But as this goes, if you have the patience to wait about a second, the acceleration is very nice. Now, to keep the video quick, this isn't going to be an in-depth review. This is just really an impressions and some specs. So I haven't gone in and out through the whole car, top to bottom, to know about luggage space and a lot of practicality like that. But just when I hop in and drive with a little knowledge about the car, all I could think about are good things as far as the practicality. I mean, the visibility is great, like I already talked about with the drive. But with the top here, you set everything the way you need it, and the mirrors don't seem that big, but really they're as big as they need to be. And when you're driving, you realize that they're actually good size. So left and right, great visibility out back, and then looking left and right to check for blind spots. I have no passengers back there, obviously, but I really don't have too much of a blind spot. I don't know what the passenger would affect that, but my pillar back there is really this big, which really isn't bad whatsoever. So like I said, this video was kind of meant to be kept a little bit shorter than some of my other really lengthy videos, so I'm going to cut it there. I really thank you guys for watching and supporting the channel. I appreciate that a lot. And please let me know, and I promise I won't get my feelings hurt. I know this isn't an exotic car, but I really like to upload anything that I like, and I've obviously like all cars, even this BMW, and I like to get quick reviews on them. But as far as my subscribers out there go, please do let me know if these videos belong elsewhere or you think that they do just fine on Exotic Cars 19. Any input on that would be much appreciated. So until then, guys, I'll see you on the next video. I got plenty of content coming. So like I said, thank you guys so much for watching and have a great day.